Thank you so much for joining us. Let's talk about whether or not places of worship should be closed down during a pandemic. You've been very vocal on the issue. Why do you believe that closing down places of worship will not help stop the spread of COVID-19?
Thank you very much for the invitation, Hayde. Yes, the coronavirus outbreak has had some impact on the Muslim community because of the lockdown. Most of these prayers, in fact, at some point, all of these prayers had to be performed at home. So not going to the mosque has some psychological and to some extent spiritual effect on the Muslim people. And of course, in Ramadan, people usually pray in large groups. Muslims are more motivated. So it made the Ramadan a very strange experience. The positive aspect of it has been that people who usually did not have the time to pray with their families now have the time to pray with their family members.
Imam, what are some of the things that you have had to implement during this time, some of the changes you have had to make to allow people to still practice their faith and allow yourself to be able to lead, Muslims through this time?
Well, we have learned how to improve the situation with hygiene. Muslims traditionally perform ablution. We wash often. We have been following the rules of Islam, which are all in line with public hygiene. We have also learned that it is important for people who are going to worship to carry their own prayer mats. Everyone has to pray at home. We have too many people in this religion who are ignorant of the religion and who do things contrary to the teachings of the religion, but people think that those things are in fact Islamic practices. So Corona has taught us that everyone has to learn something about Islam, something enough to be able to practice their religion.
Imam, what have you learned and what do you hope people have learned about, faith, resilience and dedication during this time?
We managed to have a program in collaboration with the other Islamic leaders in the country, whereby every Friday we had Friday sermons or khutbah broadcast live on radio. And sometimes they are pre-recorded so that our people, the Muslim people, will be fed with spiritual knowledge and enlightenment and inspiration during this time of the coronavirus. Besides that, we work with health authorities to ensure that who are responsible to ensure that all the health protocols regarding preventive measures for the coronavirus are in place before any barrier, while we make sure that traditional Islamic rites are properly observed.
Now, there's a lot of talk about what a post-COVID-19 world might look like. How do you see religious practices changing? How do you see, age-old traditions changing in a post-COVID-19 world? Or do you think that things are going to return to the way they were?
We believe that this virus is here for some time. And generally, we have to learn to live with it. So it means we just have to take some measures, those kinds of measures that we have been taking in collaboration with health authorities and of course the government to continue to worship. But we realized that in fact it had become pointless to continue to close the places of worship when marketplaces and public transport services continue to operate. Because at least in the places of worship, at these places of worship, in the mosques and the churches, people can put measures in place to ensure that the virus does not spread.
Sheik Ali Krayee, thank you so much for your time.